Hold on. Yes. We need our friend Aditi here. Yeah, come here. You're coming on.
Oh my God.
Yes.
She doesn't even want to be on.
Because we have to tell this story.
How many years ago?
Yes, this has been a long time, but she came over to our table.
Okay, this was, I believe it was 2012.
Yes.
The 2012 Super Bowl. The Ravens 49ers Super Bowl.
Yes, and you were covering Baltimore.
I was covering Baltimore.
Yes.
And I was at the NFL Network.
Mm-hmm.
And you all thought that the NFL Network was bringing you Michael Irvin.
Yeah, we did.
And I showed up.
Yes.
And thank God you did.
Yes.
That was a good response right there.
Yes.
Are you remembering this?
Yes,
Is this jogging your memory?
No, it was a hell of a segment. Yeah, no, good. Well, Michael can be all over the place, and you were composed and informative.
He's recovered
Yes,
like
he
a lot
has.
more quickly than he did
Yes.
a dozen
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
At least I didn't flame out.
No,
But you know what it was? I didn't even recognize. I didn't even look at the faces.
You
it
saw
was
the
the Tyler
candle.
Candle Company.
Yes.
no.
Yes.
You sent me home with those candles.
Would you say thank you to Eric Horton? He's our friend that owns the company, if you don't mind. You got to.
Eric Horton, 13 years later, 14 years later,
Yeah.
I can't do the math. These are still my favorite candles.
There you go.
I'm down to the last one. I
No,
stole like a whole ton
Yeah.
from you.
No.
Let me tell you. You
So
didn't
when I
see-
saw you, part of me was saying, hey, let's revisit this.
Yeah.
I didn't flame out. I still have a career,
Yeah.
you know, and the 49ers are back in the Super Bowl of all things,
Yeah.
right?
The segment
and I'm with
with-
an AFC team again.
Yeah.
It would have been something had it been the Ravens and the 49ers again. But the point is that it wasn't so much about you as it
No.
was, oh my goodness, I recognize that logo.
Yes. So.
It wasn't so much about
No.
us.
Thank God. And here's the deal.
Eric, to tell the truth, Eric, it really was about the candle.
No,
Yeah.
no, and we're going to
Thank
send you
God.
home with some of these prizes, by the way.
And thank
We
God.
will.
Perfect, Eric, because I've run out.
It was really awkward because you sat down and you had your notes and you had you know, and we were like,
And they're like, who the
Yeah.
F is this
Yeah.
person? You
Yeah.
can't say that. Will the
Yeah.
FCC be mad at me
no,
if I
we're
send
on
a letter?
YouTube. So you
You're
say whatever
fine.
you want.
No, but
All the better. Okay, so who the heck is this woman
Yeah.
who has just sat down?
she's
And
like
I was new to TV then, too. So it's not like you would have recognized me.
no, no.
And I was like, guys, I was in San Antonio, Texas a long time ago. You told me that was far away from Tyler.
That's 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everything in Texas is 4 hours away.
Yeah.
Not El Paso, that's 10
8 hours away.
That's even longer.
But when I was in San Antonio, Dallas was 4, Fort Worth was 4,
Oh, yeah,
Houston
no.
was 3.5.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, exactly. So speaking of your career, because it's done great, you've done incredible.
Someone give him notes.
No,
He has no
me.
idea.
I watch what you do, but what you do and how much you have come from where you were then, like what is she doing here, to who you are, how you're recognized, and how you are trusted with your information. What has that meant to you?
Everything. What do we have other than our credibility and our integrity? You know, it's funny. I was telling this story to someone. So I started covering high school football at the San Antonio Express News. Back in the day, you probably have listeners who don't know that there used to not be wireless in high school press boxes. You'd have to drive back to
Yep.
the newsroom, type out your words
Yep.
before deadline. On a desktop. I didn't even have a laptop when I first started. I'm really aging myself.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's a badge of honor.
Yeah.
If you've done this for 20 years. So I started covering high school football in Texas. I moved to New Jersey. I covered Big East football. And then I started covering the National Football League for the Wall Street Journal. And then they asked me to come to the NFL Network, be on television, and I was awful. I was terrible when I first started because you learn how to write for a newspaper where you get 1,000 words, and now all of a sudden you have to do these 40-second sound bites. Spent 10 years there. Got much better at telling a story, and now I'm at CBS, a sideline reporter. I don't even get 40 seconds. I better tell my story in 15 seconds.
That's a turf war for you in time.
You know, usually when you move on in your career, you get easier
More.
jobs, right? You get easier jobs. You have taken a challenging job. We've both done sideline reporting. Like I've done it, you know, for radio, and sometimes you'll do it, you know, freelancing. Somebody will call you up like, hey, we're going to be at Baylor. Can you sideline? And you don't have no idea these people. And they're like, hey, what's the deal with this injury? And you're like, pulled hamstring. And that's all you got, right? Like,
I hope you don't just make that up.
yeah, no, but you have to go. Yeah,
Did you see how my eyes went wide in the way that he said
like,
that?
what do you get? Like, oh, hold on, let me go over there. And then, okay, we're going to go to Paul. It's a pulled hamstring. And then that's it. Like they all have
But see,
that-
you know what?
but
That's
it's
the
challenging.
magic. Yes,
So, like,
but that's what keeps you young. Like I always say, my 4-year-old, my 8-year-old, my kids keep me young. But the job, when you're constantly challenging yourself, and how do you make yourself relevant, and how do you not just be, okay, we're going to make this performative throw to the sideline, but we're actually valuing this voice. This voice is going to give us something additional. It's going to set up your analyst well. It's going to give the viewer at home. We're the only ones on the sideline. We have a view that nobody else has. And so when you talk about the evolution of the job, it's not, there was a time in my life where I loved the scoop. I wanted to, now I don't even, it's funny, my husband, are they coming, do I need to go be live right now? No, I
Yeah,
don't need to be
okay.
live at this very moment. But in any case, my husband will sometimes say to me, hey, did you read this? And I was like, oh yeah, I knew that 3 weeks ago. And he'll say, why did you not tell me that? And my producer is behind me
That's
waving.
right.
But the point is, this is where I am in my career. I just like knowing stuff. I like learning. And when you're on the sideline and you're hearing and you're in those production meetings and there's none of that filter, they tell you the truth because they really are counting on you to tell the true story of their team or this game. There's a magic in that, and you learn so much, and you realize how much silly is out there.
Yeah. Hey, you've done a great job, and you've aced it. Continue forward.
Oh, you're so sweet, guys.
Remember
Yes.
that moment, Michael
But
Irvin.
not just
Yeah.
me, the fact that you guys, 12 years later, haven't
Yeah.
gotten sick of each other.
No, well, no,
whoa.
no.
That's not.
We're very sick of each other. But it's an entertainment business, and we have to act
Yeah.
like we care. No,
And occasionally you bring somebody, I'm surprised you didn't put me in between you. There is a
No.
chair in between them.
No, the
Everybody
headset just has
listening
to
at
be
home.
right here.
Yes, yeah.
That just wound up there.
Yeah.
But Eric Burton, I am walking away with
yeah.
candles,
Yeah.
just so
Yes.
you know. And if not, I will leave my home address. You feel free to send them to me. I'll Instagram them.
We'll
tweet
take
them.
care-
We'll
Yeah.
take care. We'll
Yeah.
take, look, we'll take care of you.
Where are
both
you
ways.
going next? Because your producer's about just to grab you and take you. Is it?
Oh, she needs my earpiece. No, I can stay. We can tell stories if you want to talk about the Chiefs, if you want to talk about
well, we
people in
should-
Texas.
We should actually get your opinion on the actual game that you're here to cover.
Yeah.
Will you give my producer one candle so she doesn't?
I'll give you. I'm going to chunk them in here, and then you guys can walk away with them.
Yeah.
Oh,
if
you mean
you
I
want.
have to give her something of mine?
No.
No.
We'll take care of you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We got
Look
it.
at this. I just want the
Yeah.
free swag is
Well,
all I want.
what a commercial.
Okay, so guys, well, how are you? Yes, Eric Burton. These
Horton,
candles.
Horton.
Oh my gosh, why didn't you correct me the first time?
Because
Eric
I-
Horton of the Tyler Candle Company. These candles, and I'm not just saying this.
They're
They're magnificent.
He started this company at an old, broken down, like a hotel in downtown Tyler, with pouring the wax with Kool-Aid pitchers.
Unreal.
And there's a key to them because of the one wick or how.
I'll tell you,
now
you
he's
know
got
what?
a
So I'm
building like
down.
this.
So these I love because of the hexagon shape.
Right.
And so they're different and they're unique and they're pretty. And not only do they smell fantastic, but I'm down to my last jar. I don't even know if he still makes
the
those
3
jars.
ounce?
Yes.
The 3 No, we'll take care of you on that. You get me the address and I'll take.
Oh no, that's fine. But my
Oh, no.
point is that I
No,
have
no.
loved these
Eric
candles.
will take care of it.
Look, he'll
Give-
love this plug.
Yeah.
He'll love this
He
plug.
will
It's
love
great.
it. He will
Okay,
love
so
it.
tell me, how are you guys feeling about the Chiefs, the 49ers? What's fascinating you right now?
My son Craig did Patrick Mahomes' high school football games in White House.
Get out.
So yeah, and so he's from that area, and love him. He's always been so humble, and what he's done. If he's on the other team, it's hard for me to go against him. Buffalo and or Baltimore was going to be hard to do. And it's going to be hard for me to pick San Francisco to win with him on the other side.
Yeah.
You
With
know-
all due respect to Brock Purdy, love his story too.
I'll tell you this. This is where, there are some coaches that hate to talk about the intangible, but the experience of having been in this moment really showed in the Buffalo game. And we're talking about radio. I actually did the Bills-Chiefs game for Westwood One with the legendary Kevin Harlan and
yeah.
Mike Mayock.
Oh,
they were
God.
up in the booth. I was on the sideline. And the Bills were in much better shape than they were in the playoffs a year ago. So I had also been on the sideline for Westwood One as well for the Bills-Dolphins the previous year. And the Bills were tight. They were nervous. They were spent. They were exhausted from the Damar Hamlin situation, all of that. This year, being on the sideline, through the first 3 quarters, I said, okay, this Bills team is feeling good. They're where they need to be. They are locked in. They are focused. They're not exhausted. That fourth quarter came. And when I tell you there was a discernible difference,
Wow.
the Chiefs were sitting there, and you could get this feeling. we're in a close game in the fourth quarter. We've got them exactly where we want them. Whereas the Bills, we're in a close game in the fourth quarter. Is this a here we go again?
And the burden on their shoulders, right?
And all of a sudden, you saw the tension in the Bills. All of a sudden, the coaches seemed a little more frantic on those headsets. These are the things that you see on the sideline that you never see from the booth, that you never see. You know this. Both of you have been on the sideline. You see this. Look at Charlie Batch waving at me. And in any case, right then you thought, Andy Reid's been here. Patrick Mahomes has been here. Even if Patrick Mahomes is winning in a different way than he's ever won before, he's been in this moment. He knows how to imbue that huddle with the calm, the cool, whatever that you need. And then we saw it last week. You cannot tell me that the Chiefs are a better team, 1 through 53, than the Ravens. No way. The Ravens are absolutely more talented and had put together a better year, but the Ravens were tight. They were tense. They hadn't been there. The Chiefs have been there.
Yeah, you could tell that in the Bills game, as you said, in the fourth quarter. You could tell early on that Baltimore is almost like because of they've won before, and that's what didn't make sense because they've won before, where Buffalo has been chasing that baby forever.
But they haven't really because Lamar Jackson hasn't won before. You've got a new offensive coordinator in Todd Monken. You've got a new defensive coordinator in Mike McDonald. You've got a lot of new guys.
That have to,
and yes, and you had a veteran guy on offense in an Odell Beckham, but he's a one-year guy.
Yeah.
He's not leveling everything. So now here the thing with the 49ers is that they've been here before. They've made this climb. They've been in this moment. They know not what to do, but they haven't quite gotten over the hump. Yeah. And you know what Bill Parcells used to say? You know how you learn how to win a close game is by winning a close game.
There you go. And I thought there for a while against Green Bay that maybe they had that kind of that pressure that makes you hyperventilate a little bit.
But I like this. I will tell you this. I don't love a team that runs through everybody.
Yeah.
I like a team that's faced adversity and had to gut out a win. I like a team that's had to climb out of a hole. So I think that San Francisco has actually served well by not having steamrolled everybody in the playoffs.
They had that stretch about midway through the year where I was like, are they going to win anytime soon? They lost 3 in a row or whatever it was. Yeah.
Did you do any San Francisco games this year?
I did not have them at all, in fact.
Okay.
You know what? I never even watched them fully, except I was driving home from a game. Where was I? When the Browns were playing the 49ers. And I watched that on my laptop. Where was I? I can't even remember what game I had that week. But whoever I had, I remember that. But I don't. It's funny. Once you've done the sidelines, you have a different expectation of how well you should know a team.
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever seen yourself on like NFL films or because you're right there.
All the time. I get coaches sending me like they're all 22, like get out of the way, or what are you doing over there? Or there you are in the background of this. No, but you're talking about NFL films. So my 8-year-old is football obsessed, and he watches old videos all the time, trick plays and things like this. And he'll say, "Hey, mommy, look, there you are." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's when I didn't have you yet, and I was so young and beautiful."
Oh my God.
My son, I've started getting white hairs, and every time I see one, I say, "Nico, you caused this." And he says to me, "No, Daddy caused that."
No.
You know what? He at least knows the cause and effect.
Like he knows the protocol.
He knows how it goes. Like,
or he blames his sister.
Yeah.
Or he'll be like, when I'll sit here and I'll say, "What is that wrinkle?" He goes, "Oh, that's Kaya. That's her." It's never him. It's always somebody else.
Yeah.
Your energy is amazing. Thank you very much. And
when there are candles at stake.
No.
You bring it.
This was a test.
Yeah. No.
To see if I could just turn it on when I was.
Eric Horton. Tyler Candle Company.
Yeah.
It is your candles from the Tyler Candle Company that drew me to this day. I haven't sat down anywhere. You know this, right? I was like getting ready for my live shot, and I saw you guys across the room.
The patterns of the boxes and the candles and all that it's one of a kind, as is the fragrance.
And that's why it's so recognizable. I don't want to call it leopard print, but I still have that bag,
No,
too.
that's what I said earlier today.
I feel like I should text you a picture of that bag, which I still have. Yeah. And I don't, like you get these bags and you use them for your groceries when you go to like the Giant Eagle.
Or laundry when you're traveling.
Yes, but that one I don't because I wanted to save it because it was such a memorable moment.
Yeah, there you go.
When I sat down and I disappointed the host so desperately because I wasn't Michael Irvin. And then I had the audacity
Never
to
gonna
stand
forget
up.
that.
But I had the audacity to stand up and say, I promise you, I was better than Michael would have been.
No, you
Yeah.
were.
Hey,
Yeah.
he has actually stood us up like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
So
I would never stand you up, but
No.
you've also never invited me. I just kind of crashed the
Listen,
table.
You are welcome anytime. Like, well, listen, we could have Joe Montana here. I will punch him in the gut and throw him away.
Stop that.
Thank you.
Thank you guys
What
so
a great
much. It's
trip
so
down.
good to see you.
A trip down memory lane that was fabulous. John McClain, Hall of Fame college.